What is up, everybody? We're back again, episode 3 of Power Word Fail. We're gonna jump right into this. Um, the team wakes up from all this destruction that has happened from this dragon being set free. Immediately they begin helping where they can and just kind of trying to help everybody. Getting, you know, they Spunk heals somebody, and it just made me think of something. Carlos tends to ask his players, what does that look like when your character does this, or what does that look like to you, or describe how that looks. And I actually picked that up from him with my players. I'm very much like, how does that look to you? Describe how that looks, because I'm usually the DM that like narrates what happens. What I have new players. Well, I had new players. They're not new anymore. But I had new players, so I would always end up describing what they do in their actions. And then I was like, no, Carlos got a point. Let them describe it. Because in their head might be a different version of how they see what their character's doing. But I really do like that, like how he points that out. Like, how does that look to you? They do a real good job with their descriptions. I don't think anybody doesn't know how their character looks and what their character does when they do it. So everybody does a really good. I think he was talking to Spunk at the time, and Spunk was talking about healing somebody and the wounds closing back together, and it was a tapestry of healing and stuff. And I was just like, look at this wordsmith. You know, I try. You usually get the cat ran fast out of me. but Spunk heals people. He's going through because he's a cleric, so he's going around healing everybody. He immediately tells everyone, we did this. Like, oh, we set the dragon free. Well, we broke his restraints. And I'm just like, yo, chill out, Spunk. Chill out. I love you, man, but chill out. But it was really good. Evangeline's pretty messed up. She seems like she wants to help everybody. The team, they get to the main area of everything, and they just see the destruction's like way worse than what they thought it was. Carlos describes it very well of just like everything you see and everything that's been hurt. And one thing that's really hard as a DM, you know, when I say hard as a DM, I'm talking about myself. I don't really know if it's hard as a DM, but describing multiple specific scenarios. So when you have person A that's hurt, broken leg, then you got person B that's hurt, crushed to death. Person C I'm like, okay, we broken leg again. But Carlos does a good job of giving everybody their own like individuality of ailment in this scenario, and he does a really good job. And the team kind of like I said, they're going around helping people. They decide to split up in their partnerships. So you got Mirage and Pickle go off, and Mirage seems like he's looking for somebody named Victoria. Ambrose and Evangeline, of course, run off somewhere, and Evangeline seems like she's running off. She's trying to help people. I don't know, but go in a very specific way. And then you got Spunk and Ferric. Mirage is looking for his sister, Victoria, that we come to find out. He seems pretty like, she's here. I gotta find her. He runs off. Ferric and Spunk go off. And again, Austin and Tyrell have like former relationships. And I don't know if anybody else does. But Ferric starts to help people, and Spunk starts to help people. And I forgot what triggered it, but Ferric had a panic attack. And it was so like I was starting to get welled up. I was like, oh man, like he needs to calm down. And Spunk talked him through it. Well, he almost talked him through it. And I was just like, man, they're good friends. Like, you really felt that connection between Spunk and Ferric when he was like, and Spunk was like, before it even got bad, Spunk was like, hey, do you need to take a minute? Do you need to chill out? I think it was fire. Because I think Ferric doesn't like fire. But Spunk was like, you need to take a minute. You need to chill out. You need to, and then Ferric's like, no, I can keep going. And he passes out and Spunk heals him. And Ferric gets up, he apologizes and they're just, and Spunk does his, God, I love his hero speeches because he's just like, there's, the path towards the hero is like, there's always going to be like things going wrong and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Spunk and Ferric, and then, Spunk and Ferric run into this kid named Christopher. And they find out that Christopher Stonehall. So I think Griffin Stonehall was his dad, and apparently they had letters from him for him. I think before Griffin died, he gave them letters to give to Christopher, and Christopher was coming to see his dad, but now he's dead. So I guess Ferric and Spunk felt bad about that, so they healed him because his something. He had something stuck in him, and then Ferric pulled it out, and Spunk healed him. And then Ferric was like, "Well, you're coming with us if you want to live," and he grabbed them and took them with him. Evangeline was looking for something pretty specific. We get to that, and Ambrose is like, "What are you doing?" And she's just kind of going around looking for whatever, and I'm just like, "What is she doing?" But she's using disguise as she's trying to find something to help people. I don't know. Then they run into this priest, the priest that sent them down to fight the dragon. Well, he didn't send them to fight the dragon. He just sent them to go do a trial of strength. And Evangeline starts to cast judgment on this priest. And Ambrose is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what, like, and the priest is like pleading for his case, like, hey, I didn't send you, like, you were supposed to kill it, not set it free. And she was like, well, if we had the information, we could have did that. Anyway, she tries to kill him. Ambrose stops her. And once, like, Ambrose is like, what the hell? The building starts to fall down around them, and then so they make a break for it. She later on tells, like, kind of just says, like, the prince sent me here to deal with that, or like the prince would have never sent me here to if he didn't have a plan for that, So I'm suspecting the prince sent her there to kill this priest. And why would he do that? Why would he do that? Mirage finds his sister, and you find out that his name is actually Eugene, or he changed his name to Mirage. He has like a fake disguise on, and Pickles is just like, what the hell? Like, what? Who is this man? Because I don't know this man. But you find out Mirage's like sister is dying. She got badly wounded in the battle. In the dragon releasing. So Pickles realized there's nothing that can be done. This fake healer shows up. She punches him in the face for being a fake healer. He spends his last moment with his sister, and it just, she passes, and like, I guess they all feel like this is my fault, and the place continues to be destroyed and like go down, and man, Carlos plays dying characters way too well. Like, he was doing the coughing of blood and just like, come on, man. Come on. I'm already emotional about this panic attack that Ferrick had, and you're just gonna like throw dead sister, very well, might I add, on me. I wasn't having it. I would not know. But Carlos did a good job of that. Like Carlos has range. He's one of those actors that has range because he'll do a voice, and I'm like, oh man, that's a good NPC voice. And then he'll do another voice, and I'm like, that's a good NPC voice. And he'll do nothing. And I'm like, he threw an accent in there too? Hold up. But I adore Carlos. He is a real cool guy. But I mean, that's the episode ended when Miraj's sister died. I mean, he just left it on that sad note. It was, I mean, ain't much you can go from there. I hope the next episode is at least a month later. Cause I feelings, that, but it was, I don't know. This episode was like an hour and 6 minutes long. Last episode was an hour and 23 minutes long. And it just felt like this episode flew by. Like, I just was getting like, man, was that the meat? Was that the meat? Because I want some more meat. But it's kind of like like you feel like the story's going now. They released the dragon. He destroyed a temple, or God, I forget whether I think they're in a temple or a church. He destroyed the temple or church. It went free. It shouted, "Hey, thank you for Ferrick, Spunk, Pickles, and everybody else who set me free." And I'm like, the adventure's about to begin. Yeah, I mean, like we maybe that's the big bad. Maybe the big bad's about to show up. Like dragon, let's go, destruction. So there is it starts out real well. Like so I feel like this is the startup to something good here. You got me hooked. You gave me a story so far. You gave me a hooking story. You give me some emotional characters to tie on to. I am ready. I am ready to dive deep into this adventure. So, Carlos, whatever you got planned, I'm here for it. The players, I'm here for that role play, that emotional thing. Like, oh man, I am here for all of it. I can't wait. And again, I'm way ahead, but I'm re-listening to this, and I have bad memory, so I can't wait to see where this goes and how, like, even to pick up on little things that I didn't like. A lot of things that Evangeline is saying, I'm just like, I didn't hear that the first time around. All right, I didn't realize that's what she was talking about the first time around. So they do a really good job at dropping nuggets or hints of information that come up later. That if you have bad memory like me, you're just like, oh, look at that. But if you're one of those people who do remember things, it's just like, that's going to be useful information later. Let me remember that. Let me store that in the old memory banks. But episode 3, a little shorter, but it was still like a really good episode. It still got me in that hook. Still got me in that hook that I want more. I need to figure out where this is going. Like, I love it. So, but you made me sad at the end of the episode, Carlos. You made me sad. I had to deal with Ferrick, then I had to deal with the sister, then the death and destruction. So, 9 hit dice out of 10 for not doing aftercare. I need aftercare, Carlos. 9 out of 10. All right. As always, third time I've done this. Maybe because I'm used to hearing it, but you're important, you matter, and you are loved. Remember that. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.